I went to go see Woman King. Fusion has yet to go see it. Don't know when she's gonna go see it, but I hope that we can watch it again. I can watch it again with her because all I have to say is that it was really, really good. It I didn't think that it was gonna be that good, but they did that. Okay. And I believe they made more than what they put into the movie. Let me see. Um,
If they did, it is of course because of what? Black excellence.
yeah.
Period.
It was really good. I think that everybody, like the whole entire cast, did such a phenomenal job. Like it was really good. Like Rotten Tomatoes gave it 95%, and IMDb gave it 6.4, which is a bald faced lie because I feel like y'all could have at least gave them like a solid 9.5. You feel me? Hateration, holleration in this dancery. But
It's probably because there's too much melanin in the film. Probably.
yeah, and when you dang, I really want to say what I need to say. But anyway, so on the box office, dang, I can't say what I want to say.
Why? Cause
It's
spoilers.
so much. Yes. It's so much. There's a particular actor in there that is a love interest. It's a dude. I'm not finna say too much, but the people that watched it, they know who I'm talking about. And we finna say this, it ain't the king, okay? It's somebody else. All I'm finna say is, yeah, sis. Yeah. That's it. That's all I'm finna say. And I know he's just finna go on the internet later on tonight and she's gonna go and Google because she always does that. She spoils the movie for herself. And that's one of the things that I hate. You cannot,
Yeah,
well, I
but I'm
won't say
okay with
hate.
that.
I, you shouldn't be. You're watching a movie. Now she gonna go on the internet and she gonna, who's Rayshawn talking about? Do 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 do. And she gonna find, and then that's gonna be the main because truthfully, don't do that. For real, don't do it. As much as it's killing you right now to be like, ooh, let me go on the internet, let me see. Don't do that because like that's gonna send you down a rabbit hole to learn about the whole entire story. And yeah, no. Anyway, don't do that for real.
Okay, I won't.
Cause she knows that I'm gonna get pissed off. That's why I'm telling her don't do that because you're ruining the whole story for yourself.
Yeah.
So in the box office so far, they made $52.7 million, and their budget was 50 million. So they literally made back the money that they spent on the
Mhm.
movie, which is great because not everybody can do that. You either double that, triple that, or make that money back. And
Mhm.
for them to have a big budget like that and make it back, that's good.
For a film
And
that's
then
not like Marvel or DC
oh
related,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
or a sequel
For
or prequel to some existing franchise, because that's all
right,
that's
because
out
there's
right
all
now.
remakes. Yeah, it's all the remakes, it's all the franchise stuff, and
Mhm.
at this point, it's kind of like I'm tired of seeing the same movie. And then somebody else said they tired of seeing slave movies on Twitter, and somebody was like, "Well, there's not enough stories that we know about our own people," and they made a valid point. We don't know.
Mhm.
We know roots, and we know, all that stuff. I'm a star. Like, we know all those stories, but there are more stories that we don't know about that people are going to
Mhm.
start creating that we're going to be able to see new stories and stuff like that, new journeys, whatever,
Mhm.
from our people or from different
Right.
tribes. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need. We need more cultural based shows that we can see. We know what the future is because we're living in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But we want to see what happened in the past. What
Right.
happened during that time? Who did their research and who didn't? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That also shows that people doing their homework and all that stuff. So that's why I like, historical based shows and films and stuff like that. Now, when I watch shows, this is why I don't watch a lot of shows because they have the same pattern of
Mhm.
repeating the same things like Grey's Anatomy. It's just a huge cycle of trauma being repeated. And I don't want to, I refuse to go through those emotions over and over again. I stopped a long time ago. I
Right.
checked out, literally watched all these seasons, and I just was like, I can't do it anymore. I can't
They
do it anymore.
basically they take the same formula, repeat it over and over again, and don't do anything new
Mm
with it.
hmm. Mm
The
hmm.
same story beats, everything, and just
Or it's
don't
like,
do anything with it. Like,
yeah, you create a different scenario. You get this character falling in and out of love with people, tragic situation, people leaving the hospital. Okay, now we got to form a new relationship with new characters. Cool. Something happens tragically to those characters. I'm tired of going through that. Okay. And I
getting
loved Grey's
attached.
Anatomy. Yeah, I can't. I can't because it's kind of like this. I'm at the point where if you don't have a 3 season kind of story situation lined up, so when we going through something in the first season, it's like, oh, these struggling. But second season, oh, we're elevating a little bit. Yeah, we stumble a little bit. Okay, we get back up. Season 3, triumph. You know what I'm saying? It may
Right.
not happen or it may not end the way that you want it to end, but there's still a story there and an open possibility for something to happen,
And
right?
it's actually leading somewhere.
Exactly.
Because how long has Grey's Anatomy been on? How many seasons?
I think this is like I want to say 16th season.
And I think that's what the trouble is, because oftentimes that's what happens with shows that have
No, this
gone
is
on
the
for
19th season. I'm sorry, 19th season.
yeah.
I stopped watching, I think it was season 17. I believe season 17 is when I stopped watching. And it was like, because
Not this again.
me and Hugin's friend Raye, we were watching it together because I started it when I was locked up in the trenches. Not really in the trenches, y'all. I was in a hospital recovering from surgery or whatever years ago. And I started watching it when I was recovering and stuff like that. And then I continued it on and I got Raye attached to the characters because I'm telling him about all of the stuff. And then he fell into it and he's just like, yo, this show is so good because we like the writers. But I knew when I got into film school, my mind started changing. And I already didn't watch a lot of TV, period, because I don't know. I don't I don't be watching shows for long. So when y'all recommend shows, FYI, if you're in the comments and you recommend a show for me to watch, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna watch bits and pieces of like the show. I'm probably gonna stop if it has like more than 12 episodes or whatever. I'm probably gonna stop by season episode 3 because I give it a
Yeah.
little time. If by episode 1 you catch me, I'm there for it.
Yeah.
If you don't catch me in the first couple seconds of the episode, I'm out. I'm clocking out. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. But for me in when I watch shows and stuff like that, especially like Grey's Anatomy, it started off really great. But I feel like when Nick, I know she's gonna believe this out, but when Nick start dying and falling from the sky and all of this extra stuff that we don't need to happen. Okay?
Right.
You got people crying almost every other episode, like literally bawling every episode, dying, babies is being born, all of this stuff. Cool, cycle of life. But I'm tired of going through the cycle of life every episode or every season. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm fighting for my life already. I don't want to be fighting for my life watching a show. I don't want
Right.
to. I don't want to. But yeah, back to the main point. Like people within Hollywood, I want them to create something totally different, refreshing, where we can learn about something, um, and something that we can have conversations about. Because there's not enough conversations about film. Like over the facts that we know about Dahmer, I don't want to know about that because that's already out here. We need new things.
There's already it's the market is oversaturated with about Dahmer, okay?
Exactly.
And pretty much every serial killer because of the fascination that people just have with serial killers,
Yeah.
right? Because it's just it rivets the nation when one of those things happens. But it's just like there's so many other untold stories that could
Hmm.
be told, and I get where whomever that person was as far as the slavery thing.
Yeah.
I get it because again, black trauma. We ain't trying to see
Yeah.
that.
We not.
Could we get some like what I want, what I really would want is for one, an adaptation of the Tristan Strong books,
Mm-hmm.
which if you haven't read it, I know they're for kids. I know it's like Harry Potter. It's the target audience is not an adult, but they're so good. I love those books because it takes Black American folk heroes and African folk heroes and myth, like Anansi the Spider, John Henry,
Mm-hmm.
John the Conqueror, all those stories, and does like a Percy Jackson thing with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Tristan Strong on the big screen. I want
Yeah.
stuff like that. Take something black, for example, or
Or like,
Asian,
yeah.
or whatever cultural thing, and do some high fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I love like the freaking the Shansha and like Wuxia films,
Yeah.
because it takes like their myth, like Chinese myth and like folk heroes and all this other stuff, and does something with it, like high fantasy stuff, and it's visual, like aesthetically pleasing, and then the story's really
Mm-hmm.
good too, and it's not like freaking trauma porn every time, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just like, you know, I want more of that kind of thing, that sort of high fantasy stuff with like a black aesthetic, an African aesthetic
Yeah.
even.
I want the
I think
Static
that would
Shock
be
vibes.
interesting. That,
Like,
like the
I want
episode where
those
he went
kind of
to like
vibes.
Ghana, I think it was.
Yeah.
That would be so awesome because he met Anansi the Spider there, the hero,
Yeah.
and I loved that episode. That episode was so cool.
I think that I think that you know what episode pops into my mind? Oh, what's the name of that show? Was that Static? I don't know what show that was, but
But yeah, just describe the episode. Maybe I might
the
know.
okay, so it was where he was like friends. I think he was like friends. I think it's a different character, but he was friends with a white girl, whatever, whatever. He went over to it's another character, another black character. I can't. And she said it was he caught some racist stuff or whatever from the girl. And then at the end of the episode, he's like, "Oh yeah, so and so." Basically, the girl's food was bland because she was a white girl. She ain't seasoned her food, and I don't remember the name of the show.
It's with
It's
a bald kid, no, with glasses.
yes,
I know who you're
yes.
talking about, but
Oh
I
my
cannot remember
gosh.
what it is. And I know
Oh
I
my
heard
god.
the name recently.
I
I
don't know if
know
it's I don't know. Phil is Fillmore.
Fillmore. I think it is
Yeah,
Fillmore.
because he's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
because it was played by
Fillmore.
Orlando Brown.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Fillmore. Oh my gosh. That is. Does that age us? I feel like it does.
But it was Fillmore
Yeah.
when he was talking about how the girl's food was
Yeah,
bland.
because that I think that clip had gone viral on like Twitter
Yeah,
a
on
couple months
Twitter,
back because
and
people brought it
it
up
made
again.
I literally watched the whole episode on YouTube. And I said, "Oh my god, I remember watching this episode. It was so chaotic. It was so chaotic." I was like, "We need to get those vibes back again." We were watching
Right.
TV back in the day. I'm saying back in the day, like we're like
Yeah.
45. But yeah, man. I really did. I want that aesthetic back again. I want like the Fillmore vibes. I want the static vibes. I need that feeling back again on television and in film. I needed to feel the authenticity. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of seeing the same stories be written all over again and over and again, over again. Because I'm tired of seeing, honestly, I'm just tired of seeing the same thing happen over and over again.
I completely understand what you're going for because it's just like even in outside of the blackosphere as
Mhm.
I would call it, right?
Right.
It's too much dark and gritty stuff. I'm tired of the dark and gritty stuff. I ain't trying to go to the movies to see mugs get shot up because there's a mass shooter situation. I ain't trying to have the. I don't want to watch it. I don't go to the movies to watch real life. If I wanted to watch real life, I'd go outside.
She already lived in.
But if I wanted to watch real life, I would go outside. Like real talk. Like
I bet
if I
you right
wanted,
now, if Fusion stepped outside, somebody who would be popping off shots.
This is the
Okay.
ghetto. And after the
Or
da.
she's gonna hear a pit bull, but she probably she lives in the hood. Okay, she lives in the ghetto, but that's okay.
It's what I would call the suburban hood, cause
In the burbs,
it's the suburban hood, cause like it's not like I live in apartments, but you know,
semi ghetto.
it's still you right, it is semi ghetto. It's
You ain't exactly in nobody's backyard, but semi
it's
ghetto.
75% ghetto, 10% Chipotle on a corner,
Chipotle. What?
10% large shopping plaza
And
with a
1% F this?
and 5% of how did we get here? All of the Paramore. How did we get here? Anyway,
Not,
I know my percentages are
that's
probably off, but
hilarious.
math. But as far as the nitty gritty stuff and all of that, I'm tired of seeing it. I don't.
Yeah.
We film is not really meant to. If I wanted to, again, if I wanted to watch real life, I would watch a documentary.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's not needed to have like this realistic ending.
Sorry to cut you off, but in reality, if you wanted to watch realistic things, you would watch the first 48, to be honest.
Right. Or the
Instead of a
news.
documentary. Hello.
Don't nobody want to watch the news. There's so much
Nobody wants to watch
tragedy
the
in the
news.
world.
Yes. It's a lot of it.
Can we get something good, some positivity, please?
Anyway, so what else?
Oh, guess what? Which I know you already know.
What?
There's Blade, the live action Blade
Oh,
reboot
yeah.
has a new writer, and there's so much conflict going on around this movie, and I am upset. Why?
Well, not only do they
Because
have a new writer, they have a new director. Cause remember, the dude left.
yeah, that too. Hopefully this new script that they're going to be writing is an improvement
Hmm.
on whatever they already had.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't have like a whole freaking was it Geely situation where it's a
Jiggly.
clusterfuck of ideas.
I just feel like that is just like the worst example for any movie. Like for
It's the best
any movie,
example of
what not to do.
try exactly of trying to put too many things into the soup.
You know, that is literally like a clustering. That's literally what that is. Somebody thinking that that's a good idea, and them saying, "Ooh, let's just throw randomness in it."
It's too many hands in the pot. They ruining the sauce.
That's the
Okay,
white people potluck.
the raisins in the potato salad. That's what that is.
It's raisins, mustard, relish.
So gross. They put watermelon and blueberries and
It's
strawberries
so
in the potato salad.
gross. It's so gross.
Why? Why? But nonetheless, Blade is the foundation of pretty much all comic book movies, right?
Hmm.
The very first Blade that came out with Wesley Snipes, which is forever a classic.
That's what I was gonna
Forever a
say.
classic.
I hope that they tap Wesley Snipes and say, "Hey, Mr. Snipes, can you please do XYZ? Because you know Mahershala Ali, they could look like some kin now.
Mm-hmm.
I need them to do what they need to do. Please,
Mr. Snipes, please, can you be
pay
like
him.
Tinkerbell and sprinkle your
Pay
little
him.
fairy
They
dust
need
on it? Cause
they need to pay him. They need to pay him to come in and do what they need to do. Cause at this stage in the game, I don't want this story to fall through the cracks like Trinity 3. Cause that was such a terrible. I'm still mad about that. Anyway, we're not gonna get into that. What we are gonna get into is to watching Everything Everywhere All at Once with our girl Michelle Yeoh.
yes, okay.
So without further ado, we gonna do what? See y'all in the next video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and do what, Hugin?
Hit that what notification bell, ding, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.